Ever wondered how a single text message could almost bring down a multi-billion-dollar company? Well, strap in, because today we're diving into the incredible story of how Africa's telecom giant, MTN, faced a $5-point-to-billion fine that threatened its very existence. This isn't just a business story, it's a high-stakes drama involving governments, regulations, and a text message that set off a catastrophic chain of events. Let's set the scene. The year is 2015. MTN, the South African telecommunications behemoth, is a dominant force across Africa and the Middle East. Its biggest and most profitable market, Nigeria. With over 60 million subscribers, Mountain Nigeria was the cash cow, the crown jewel of the group. Everything seemed to be going perfectly. But beneath the surface, a storm was brewing. For years, the Nigerian Communications Commission, or NCC, had been urging telecom operators to register their subscribers' SIM cards. This was a national security measure, aimed at curbing crime and terrorism by making it easier to trace phone users. The deadline had been extended multiple times, but many companies, including Mountain, were struggling to comply with the massive logistical challenge of registering tens of millions of users. They were making progress, but millions of SIM cards remained unregistered. This is where our story takes a dramatic turn. In late 2015, Nigerian security forces were investigating a high-profile kidnapping case. They traced a ransom demand call back to an MTN number. But when they tried to identify the owner, they hit a wall. The SIM card was unregistered. This wasn't just an administrative oversight anymore. It was now a direct threat to national security. The government was furious. The reaction was swift and severe. The NCC announced a staggering fine against MTN, 1.04 trillion naira. At the exchange rate back then, that was a jaw-dropping $5-billion. To put that into perspective, it was more than MTN's entire annual profit. It was one of the largest corporate fines in history. The news hit the market like a bombshell. MTN's stock price plummeted, wiping out billions in shareholder value overnight. The company was in crisis mode. How could they possibly pay a fine that large? Would this be the end of MTN? The initial shock gave way to a frantic scramble. MTN's top executives, including the CEO, flew to Nigeria for emergency talks. They tried to negotiate, to reason, to explain the challenges they faced in registering every single one of their millions of subscribers in a country with significant infrastructure gaps. They argued the fine was disproportionate and could cripple their operations, hurting the very customers and economy they were there to serve. The Nigerian government, however, stood firm. They saw this as a matter of sovereignty and security. The message was clear: follow our laws or face the consequences. The saga dragged on for months, playing out in the media and intense, closed-door meetings. The fine became a major political and diplomatic issue. The South African government got involved, trying to mediate on behalf of its corporate champion. The financial world watched with bated breath. Could MTN survive? The company's leadership was in turmoil. The CEO of the MTN Group resigned amidst the crisis. The head of the Nigerian operation was also replaced. It was a corporate bloodbath. Behind the scenes, Mountain was exploring all its options. They launched a legal challenge against the fine in a Nigerian court, arguing that the NCC didn't have the legal authority to impose such a penalty. It was a risky move that could further antagonize the government, but they were fighting for their life. The legal battle added another layer of complexity to an already messy situation. The question on everyone's mind was, would the courts side with the corporate giant or the national regulator? As the negotiations continued, the figure of the fine became a moving target. The Nigerian government, perhaps realizing the devastating impact of the full fine, showed some willingness to talk. The initial demand of $5-billion was a powerful opening statement, a way to show they were serious. Now, the real horse trading began. MTN had to show remorse and a concrete plan to fix the problem. They immediately began an aggressive campaign to deactivate all unregistered SIM cards, cutting off millions of subscribers and taking a significant revenue hit. It was a painful but necessary step to demonstrate their commitment to compliance. Finally, after nearly 8 months of intense negotiations, legal battles, and public pressure, a breakthrough was reached in June 2016. The Nigerian government agreed to reduce the fine. The final amount was set at 330 billion naira, which was about $1.7 billion at the time. It was still a massive, painful penalty, but it was a fraction of the original 5.2 billion. Crucially, it was a figure that MTN could survive. The company also agreed to list its Nigerian unit on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, a move seen as a way to give local investors a stake in its success and deepen its commitment to the country. So, what are the key takeaways from this epic corporate saga? First, it's a powerful lesson in regulatory risk, especially for multinational companies operating in diverse markets. What might be a minor compliance issue in one country can become an existential threat in another. Understanding the local political and social context is just as important as understanding the business landscape. For MTN, underestimating the Nigerian government's resolve on national security had near-fatal consequences. Second, it highlights the delicate balance between corporate interests and national sovereignty. The Nigerian government used the fine to send a powerful message to all corporations. You operate here on our terms. It was a flexing of regulatory muscle that reverberated across the continent. It showed that African governments were no longer willing to be passive rule takers in their own economies. Third, the story is a testament to crisis management and negotiation. While MTN made huge mistakes leading up to the fine, its handling of the crisis afterward was a masterclass in corporate diplomacy. They managed to navigate a political minefield, accept responsibility, and negotiate a settlement that allowed the company to survive and eventually thrive again. The decision to pay up, take the hit, and move on was ultimately the right one. In the years since the fine, Mountain Nigeria has not only recovered but has become even more successful. The promised listing on the Nigerian Stock Exchange happened in 2019 and was a huge success. The company has continued to invest heavily in the country, expanding its network and launching new services like mobile money. The crisis, as painful as it was, forced MTN to clean up its act, strengthen its governance, and build a more resilient relationship with its most important market. The $5.2 billion fine was a wake-up call, not just for MTN, but for the entire telecom industry in Africa. It redefined the relationship between corporations and governments on the continent. And it all started, in a way, with a single unregistered SIM card and a text message that couldn't be traced. It's a stark reminder that in our hyper-connected world, the smallest details can have the biggest consequences. What do you think? Was the fine justified, or was it an overreach by the government? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories from the world of business and tech. See you in the next one.